Hey everyone, welcome to the points tutorial for Green with Envy, a fandom event on Tumblr. Today I'll be explaining the point system and following it up with examples of how things actually work. I know the rules sound complicated on paper, but I promise they're not. Now let's get into it. Line art that has not been colored before is worth 15 points from the regular category, if it's your team's assigned line art, and 17 points from the Gore category. In the event that two or more colors gamble on the same, never-before colored line art, the first to submit to the form will be awarded the bonus points. There is an exception to these rules, which we will get into later, called poaching. Line art that has not been colored before is worth 6 points. The only times that this is not true is when it's your first time coloring that specific line art, or if it's your team's assigned line art. When it's an individual's first time coloring a specific line art, that entry is worth a bonus 2 points, for a total of 8. When it's your team's assigned line art, and this is very important, if the event is still going, aka you can still submit to the form, it doesn't matter when you submit your entry, as long as it's the first one from your team will get the full 15 points. There's absolutely nothing that says you can't submit multiple colorings for the same line art. It'll still only be worth 6 points each additional time it's colored. You won't get the bonus 2 points, but if that's what boats your float, you go for it. Special points exceptions. Now we're going to get into the poaching rules. This is where things get fun, because you get to mess with other people. Okay, so anybody can color any line art. Colors are not confined to just their team's assigned line art. In fact, while something assigned to your team might be worth more, theft of other teams' line art is greatly encouraged. And here's why. While the event is actually running, another team's line art is only worth 8 points. But once the event ends, if nobody on that team has colored that line art, then your line art submission, if you were the first to submit, is now worth 20 points. Coloring another team's line art is a gamble. You're taking a chance. Yes, it's not going to be worth as much to start, and may never increase in value, but if it does, you're cashing in. You can poach at any time during the event, but this is where the mind games come in. If you poach too early, the team that's assigned that line art can say, "Oh no, I need to block them," and then go in and submit their own entry for that line art. At that point, your submission no longer fulfills the criteria for a poach because the assigned team has colored it, and your points will stay at 8 indefinitely for that entry. The flip side is, if you wait too long while trying to poach points, another team might swoop in and steal the bonus right out from under your nose. But wait, you might ask, in the explanation about being blocked by an assigned team, why do you always get 8 points? Why isn't it 6 or 8? Good question. It can only be 8 in that specific example, because if you are the first to submit to a line art, it is also your first time coloring that line art, so you get the standard 6 points, plus the bonus first time this artwork was colored by you points. Any team that colors all of their assigned line arts will get a bonus 15 points. Other additional bonus points may be awarded as well, so make sure to check out the rules post for any updates that change year to year. Okay, now let's get into the theoretical side and see how these rules work in practice. During the examples, I will be using a scoreboard that is different than the actual scoreboard for the event. This is a teaching scoreboard. I want you to understand the concepts behind the points in a way that is easily digestible before you see the streamlined and automated version in person. For simplicity's sake, during the next 5 examples, we are going to assume that every submission is from a different person. That way, we don't have to worry about the 8-point versus 6-point rule. Here I have an example of a single set of submissions for a single line art. Let's say that red team colored first, yellow team colored second, purple team colored third, and yellow team colored fourth. The points would break down as follows. Red team would get 15 because they colored their own assigned line art, and they were the first to color it, so there's no ambiguity there. Yellow team and purple team would get 8 points for each of their submissions. But because yellow team is colored twice, they get 8 points for both colorings. So that would mean 15 points for red, 8 plus 8, so 16 points for yellow, and 8 points for purple team. This is example 2. This one is a little bit trickier. Pink team came in first, orange team came in second, and blue team came in third. But in this instance, the line art that is being colored is a blue assigned line art. So even though blue team did not come in first, the event is not over yet, so they get 15 points. It doesn't matter what order they come in. If an assigned line art is colored by an assigned team, they always get the points. That means that pink team, even though they came in first, get 8 points. Orange team, that came in second, also get 8 points, because they weren't the first to color and it's not their assigned line art. And blue team gets 15 points, because they colored it. Period. This is example 3. In this example, red team colored first, green team colored second, purple team colored third, pink team colored fourth and fifth. So in this case, red team, even though they were first, didn't color their own assigned line art, so they only get 8 points. But because blue team has not colored the assigned line art, and we don't know if that will change, it's a little bit different. If the event ends up ending, and blue team still hasn't colored that line art, then red team will end up with 20 points instead of 8. Green team, purple team, and pink team are all going to get 8 points regardless because they were not first, except pink team will get 16 because they colored 2 times. This is example 4. In this example, brown team colored first, orange team colored second, red team colored third, and yellow team colored fourth and fifth. Brown team gets 8 points because it's not their assigned line art, even though they were first. Orange team gets 8 because it's not their assigned line art and they were not first. Same thing with red team. Yellow team, it is their assigned line art, so they still get 15 points, even though they were the last to color. But they also get an additional 8 points because they colored twice. Starting to make sense? This is example 5, poaching. In this example, green team colored first, purple team colored second, red team colored third, blue team colored fourth, red team colored fifth, pink team colored sixth, and purple team colored seventh. Green team gets 8 points because, even though they were first, it was not their assigned line art. But in this example, because orange team has not yet colored, there's a chance at the end of the event, green team's point value will jump from 8 to 20. Everyone else will just get 8 points for each submission, except for if orange team decides to color later. In that case, because it's their assigned line art, their points would end up being 15 for their entry, regardless of the fact that they colored last. If that ends up happening, green's poach failed, and their points will not increase to 20. They will just stay at their current 8. Now that we've laid our groundwork, let's add in our final rule, when a single person colors the same line art more than once. This is example 6. In this example, purple team colored first, green team colored second, the same person from green team colored third, yellow team colored fourth, pink colored fifth, and the same person from purple team that colored first also colored sixth. Yellow gets 8 points because it is the first time that person colored that line art. The standard 6 plus 2 bonus points equal 8. Green gets 21 because they colored their assigned line art, so that's 15 points, and the second submission was by the same person, so add another 6. The reason the second submission was 6 instead of 8 is because they don't get the bonus 2 points for it being their first color of that specific line art. Purple team got 14 for the same reason. Even though they were first, their poach failed, and their second submission is by the same person. So the first submission has the bonus 2 points, and the second one does not. 6 plus 2 plus 6 equals 14. The final entry is pink, and it's their first time that person colored that line art, so they get the bonus 2 points on their 6 for a total of 8. This is example 1 for the Gore category points. Red team colored first, green team colored second, and pink team colored third. Because Gore line art is not assigned, it's very simple. Anybody who colors first gets 17 points. 2 additional points because it's from the Gore category, then the normal 15. And then everybody else just gets 8. This is the second example from the Gore category. In this example, pink team colored first, yellow team colored second, 2 different people from orange team colored third and fourth, and the same person from green team colored fifth and sixth. So pink team, because they were first, get the 17 points, and everybody else except the single person who colored twice gets 8 for each entry. Orange team gets 16 points because they had 2 submissions from 2 different people, meaning that it was both artists' first time coloring that line art, and green gets 14 because the same person colored twice. They only get the bonus points on their first entry. Okay, colors, I hope that made things a little bit clearer. Good luck at the competition. This is Maud Weschney, signing off.